What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to talk to you about Faraday Future. I want to go over some of the current data points, break it down on what's really driving it higher, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off, Faraday is up 16.59%, bouncing off of that 50-cent mark, and it looks like it is going to be testing it as we speak. A lot of volume, so 80.2 million shares being traded, 139 is the average. So a lot of money is looking at Faraday today, and there was one large entity that did buy, and you can tell that based on here. So there was a transaction on the secondary market above $100,000 for $114,000. Last time any transactions did occur, it was on the 8th. So nice change of events when it comes down to that. No official news associated to Faraday today. So last news came out on the 12th, and that's them just hosting a investor conference day, or community day, sorry. Then they also did this right here. So they submitted some additional documentation associated to the upcoming shareholder meeting that is slated for the 31st. And that is just for these two proposals. So number 3 and number 4, so reverse stock split and raising of the AS. The unofficial news that did come out that's really kind of stimulating Faraday today, causing institutions to buy, is because of this. So a lot of Reddit posts by Omar. So it looks like there was an interview, obviously, clearly you can tell, between YT and Omar. So I think that's some pretty kick-ass news and should really yield some good stuff, at least in my opinion, because some things that they should have brought up and hopefully did bring up was them pivoting the whole reverse stock split, shareholder meeting, and just a lot of hot topics, right? And more specifically, like the bridge and just operational things. There's a lot that investors actually have questions on when it comes down to Faraday. So hopefully Omar hit all of those points. He did do a post, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, asking for some potential questions. So hopefully he was able to compile all of that and kind of do a very good interview for that. So that should be coming out this week. I don't know if he actually did do a post or a timeline on that, but nonetheless, I think that it's very, very good stuff and justifying today's Green Day. There was this also that was posted that I just wanted to kind of briefly talk on. So it says, concerning the reverse stock split, I asked about the RSS and got a super detailed explanation on that, as well as the dilution, even asked on a time frame. One of the biggest misunderstandings was the dilution being spread instantly into the market. That's not happening. Everything makes so much more sense. And I think this is, well, to be fully fair, I don't think anyone who's kind of been in the market for a while knows that it's going to be a lump sum dilution. Like it takes time. It is going to be spread out. So I think it just Faraday does have a lot of newer investors, and maybe those individuals were kind of reading in on about the AS and possibly the reverse stock split and jumping to that conclusion. But the AS is simply because of the notes, to accommodate the notes. And I brought this up in the past because they do have the anti-dilution clauses, and about the convertible aspect to that. That is where the AS is needed to just accommodate that. So it's a bad thing, as I've brought up in the past. I don't like the notes. They're more of a payday loan. So it does get Faraday some immediate cash, but if Faraday doesn't do something positive, then those payday loans essentially, or notes, are going to come due and really screw over the company. And in this case, it is going to be in the form of dilution. So Omar is completely on point and very accurate that it is not going to be immediate. It's not going to be a lump sum dilution. It is going to be staggered, and it is going to be because of those notes. So a lot of different things all happening at once. So I think that this interview, again, should be coming out this week. Logically, I would put it out this week. And yeah, I think that's going to be a very good catalyst, really propelling Faraday higher. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. What kind of topics or questions do you think was asked by Omar to YT? Do you think they brought up about the bridging, or like what kind of topics do you think was brought up? When it comes down to shorts, though, they are returning 377,000 shares. 9.22% of the free float is being shorted. That works out to be 40.3 million shares shares overall are being shorted. Utilization 61.19, short score, so the higher the number, the higher the likelihood of a squeeze happening, is 66.24. And through IBKR, there is in excess of 10 million shares available to be shorted. So there's a lot of supply, just clearly nobody is really willing to short Faraday, and how I interpret that is that people see more upside. So again, that's definitely something, and whenever Faraday does go up, as for instance today, I feel like it's very, very dangerous to bet against it. But then again, what do I know, right? I'm not a financial advisor. You guys do your own due diligence. Going over some options activity, starting off 288,000 in calls, 120 in puts. 67% of all the options being done today are optimistic and bullish. And looking right here, it's clearly in excess of roughly around 50 cents. Some are being purchased around the $1 range, and that's for this upcoming week, so the July 19th chain. And as I've mentioned in the last couple of videos, this is a monthly chain, so very active stuff. Looking at the open interest, there's currently 19,000 at that 50-cent strike price, and then 30,000 at that one. So if Faraday, for whatever reason, let's say they do drop that interview or they put out some news, if Faraday is able to run up, then this is where you could have a gamma squeeze. So pretty good stuff for that. Right now with it at 49 cents and change, it is right below this pivot point, so just watch for it to break above that. But no doubtably, you're going to have a lot of shorts and just market makers really trying to keep Faraday below that 50-cent mark because they don't want to have a gamma squeeze happen and or whatever else. So let me know your thoughts on Faraday. You do see number of retail investors starting to get back in. Clearly there's some good news about the interview, so people are hyped up, very excited. Stochastic, you do see it at 43, so somewhat neutral, but you do see a starting of a nice bullish deviation. So all in all, exciting times might be ahead for Faraday. I'm actually very curious to find out exactly what type of questions was asked by Omar, because I think in reality, if there is new information, there's also going to be a 8K that does and is matched based off of that. And once you see an 8K, that means there is new information. So hopefully they do bring up something, and that'd be really kick-ass news if YT decides to kind of unveil the UAE deal through Omar. That would be, God, that would be insane. So let me know your thoughts on Faraday. Give yourself a shout out in the comments if you have been buying, if you've been selling, what have you been doing with Faraday? One final thing, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it, and they give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. Kick-ass deal. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.